अगर थैंक यू भाई
आज के लेट हो गए हो
हाँ 2 मिनट दे दूँगा
कितना टाइम हो गया
सुनील को भेज दिया ना सुनील को नंबर भेज दिया मोबाइल नंबर
तो आपको टेंशन ले रहे हो सोनू की भेज दिया मैंने
भेज दिया थैंक यू
उसको फोन आ गया था मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको स्टार्ट
Good morning to everybody. So today again MMPH 002 Human Resource Development. Today actually I have to discuss the last block number 4. There are 2 units are there. There is unit number 11, emerging trends and the perspectives, and the HRD experiences. And also I have to little bit touch upon the HRD industrial relations also in number 10. So that is the way the today's topics will be there. So first you have to try to understand the experiences and the trends of the HRD, their emerging trends and the perspectives. So emerging trends, perspectives mean there are what are the business environments and what are the challenges, the management challenges, training the HRD functions and your sectorial trends also. That part you have to see. Basically, the goal of the HRD is to improve the performance of the organizations by maximizing the efficiency and performance of the people. So initially, as we have earlier also have discussed, the main motto of the HRD is to develop the peoples where the employees are working in the organizations and to see their maximum capacity building. Through this capacity building, you have to increase their or we can say enhance their efficiency to ultimately to get the performance of what the objectives are set by the organizations so that we can achieve this thing, all the goals. And it is basically the continuous process, the continuous development of the manpower, so that it should be a significance level you can achieve and sustain the competitive advantage in the market so that the organizations can be as a best position in the market. That is the most important, and for that maybe we have to take a lot of strategies to achieve all these things, and so that what are the resources within the organizations, how to optimally we can utilize the resources. That is the challenges basically in the HRD. So the systems perhaps perspectives views, because if we see in the systems, the HRD functions of the organizations, there is some integration of the systems are there. So a lot of integrations are there. What are the subsystems that has to be integrated so that we can accomplish the overall goals. Organizational interventions in mapping the systems process. What are the activities of the organizations that requires an understanding of the business environment and which influence the business decisions also in any organizations. So the business environment, the business operate in a dynamic environment which has a direct influence not only how they operate but also how they achieve their objectives. So business leaders and the managers do have a control over the internal environment. But to compete the successfully, they should scan the environment and shape their business also according to the trends and the perspectives of the given context. So, what are the situation will be there? So, based on this, it depends on the environmental shape also. So, what are the shapes? So, based on this, we have to fit for this organization's strategy. So that we can successfully can run the company. Uh, there are also some of the areas that is natural calamities, uncertainties will be there. As we said, as we have seen the pandemic time, how it has impacted in the business areas, and the recent COVID-19 we have seen the, and that time it was mandatory for the lockdowns, several activities. It has affected several businesses, lockdown and all these things, small and big, all most of the all organizations has affected, most of which are slowly now recovering. Almost we have recovered, you can say, uh, almost the scientists, doctors are not certain available to long-term consequences, so they have done all these things, and that's why we are now the present scenario. We can now survive the situations. So also you have to keeping in the future also, because something it may happen again or something, or maybe the new things has come. So that's why now it has just like a experience for the any organizations as a human being. So we have to have some contingency plans there, so that even this type of situation again it may come. So we have to prepare for that, so that maximum damage or maximum casualty should not be there, or losses. You can say it shouldn't be any dent somehow. So business leaders and the managers do have a control over the internal environment also. But to compete successfully, they should scan the environment and shape their business according to the trends and the possibilities in the given context. So, what is going on in the internal and the external, both the things, they have to think about it, and they have to make some mapping the things, and they have to superimpose and the present conditions and what exactly they have to achieve. So that thing already have to superimpose, and finally to map out and which are the areas are offsetting. So that offset areas has to be marked and do the action plan accordingly. That is very much required nowadays, because until and unless we are not scan the environment situation, the shape of the things, then it will be create a problem. And so that's why some proactive actions has to be taken in advance. Now, coming to area of the economic environment. So here also the business get the influence by the economic factors. Mostly you see the economic fluctuations due to various reasons. These influence the businesses and the individuals in many ways. So economic growth, it provides the opportunities leading to low employment rates and rising incomes. So economic environment, we cannot avoid it. We have to very carefully we have to observe the situations uh, day wise, quarterly or weekly. You have to see the where we are now, our business, where the changes are required. That is always you have to some analysis part. So you have to do it because it is dynamic natures. So the announcement of the government of the India, that is reducing the interest rate of the home loans, and this time to time they have to give it some of lot of stimulus packages that they have provided by the government, which has actually in turn the help the employees to stagger the loan payment. For the, there is one of the instance for the loans already taken or go for the loans for the the tide over the crisis in the post-COVID situations. The government is also given that type of helps they have given, so that employee cannot be overloaded the things, postponing the things and the due date extension and all these things. validity extension. So a lot of exercises has done by the corporate itself because of the to survive the so that we can reduce the or crisis we can reduce the crisis of the post COVID situations. That is one of the handy experience we have. So the policies, schemes announced by the government also the directly and indirectly this affect the boost the economic activity what the government has taken like this. Um, Manrega, as you know, that this is a scheme for the government of India has generated the 100 days of the work immediately after the lockdown in the rural areas. It is now everybody has at least some amount they can uh, achieve, can gain day basis and job also uh, provided that they can at least do something for the so rural area it has successed also a lot of employees are engaged they have to re-engaged I can say it they have that's the way they can survive further the supply and demand also good and services determine the price and the quality of the and the quality and dictate the economic behavior in a free market. So that is also things are um, for the uh, for the solution, but basically this is one of the solutions part. Say that. Now the political, legal environment, social environment, then demographic environment, technologies, all these are basically the effective parties there. Now we have to see some of the areas, the political and legal environment. Political climate of a country as expressed in terms of the political will in another factor that influences the business. Because you see, if we have a stable government, then definitely it will be a advantage. Some of the advantage will be there for the steady. What are the principally what are the things are going on? It can smoothly you can run the things so that the pressure of the business some extent will be reduced everywhere something planned way they can work if you have some stable government 5 years or 10 years so that how that can be implemented what are the things that they are and can be possible to completions can be there and the citizen of the country can be entertained and take the advantage of these things. So that's why there are some proactive government policies which are stimulate the economy, the stability of the government, as I say, along with the easy of doing a business because very easy going. It helps the business to flourish in the economy, something like this. So it is also true that multinational companies like IBM, GE, General Electrics, then Accentures, etc., do evaluate the political stability of the country for their investment in the plant, in the machineries, like this. Just like the individuals, groups would evaluate for the individual investments, then a flow of uh, your FDI, foreign investment in a country. It is also a good sign for this stable economy. Now, coming to social environment, it is also important because social factors like education influence the attitudes, the value systems, ethics, and the lifestyle of the individuals is thus influencing the productions and the sale of the products and the services also. The world has witnessed progressions and the change for the better in terms of the educations and literacy levels, resulting in a change in the workforce compositions with more and more representations of the women and people belonging to the different backgrounds and the geography and location, classes, cultures, etc. Because now, because the literacy are increasing, or education, because the education give a more, everybody are more knowledgeable. Awareness will be built up, and they should understand their right also and what to do Basically, they can take their own decisions. They can take it. So these are quite advantageous positions, and moreover, the women force participation of the women force. That is another dimensions. Basically, another dimensions. And different backgrounds people are also participating. Different backgrounds means in the any levels. And geographically also, in the geo positions, geo diagram, demographic conditions. So, and the location, different classes, cultures. So all are it's, booming. Basically, the not only India, everywhere, throughout the world that it is increased. So you can say that is the workforce composition. Suppose if the question can come, what's your viewpoint of the workforce composition at present scenario? So that case you see earlier it was not like that. The social environment has drastically changes, and because of the literacy level are high, education is high now, and workforce composition is also different. Now then after that, again some of the one of the recent trends that is organization funding mandated for the CSR, in which the organization is paying 2% of their net profit for societal well-being. It is already the norms and guideline for the government also. So most of the organizations are following these things. Somewhere they are spending for 3%, 4% also. So at least minimum 2% of the your net profit you have to spend for the societal social your well-being purposes. Maybe organizations are profiting some amount, and then some of the persons they have to spend for the building nearby infrastructures of your plant or something. You can do for the some schooling or make build some hospitals, or you can donate some way, or can prepare some of the roads which are the roads are not approach road or something, so that yeah, as a social development purposes. So in any way, we have to help the nation in such in terms of the through the social systems and in terms of nation building, participate in these things. So that is all of the recent trends. As most of the companies, those are very profitable companies, profit-making companies, they are spending more yearly. They are giving the for these structures, and some of the companies are also spending education for the education purposes also, and they are also as a joint hand of the government programs. They are also donating this way. So jointly they are doing for the development of the nation, basically in such. And in fact, there is some agreement also, because when the some foreign countries or multinational companies are coming in India to establish some of the production something, they have a agreement also. Yes, this much amount after the profit you have to spend for the employees or maybe social development purposes. Environment, basically the environment has to be developed. Social environment or any environment, you have to spend for this. Then your demographic environment, because this is also very affected. I mean, in recent times you have to careful about this thing. Because demographically, the market, their product, the services, and also it is determine the size of the compositions of the workforce. Because where you are, your plant is there, or your office or factory is there, that is means, because the area, how much populations and their age group of people are there. So accordingly, your composition of the workforce will be different, and the business also expected to keep the demographic factors. So like age, genders, race, ethnicity, and the location in order to achieve, in order to arrive the products and the services. So logistic systems, road systems, everything are considering accordingly, so that you can reach to the end users very easily. Then statistics, that it has been also proved. Statistically, I've seen the India is added 183 million people to the working age groups. Uh, your 15 to 64 ages. And these are all our workforce groups like this. Between 2020 up to the 2050, as per the UN population statistics, there are some database they have prepared, they have surveyed also UN population statistics. They are saying that which it has shows that we're hoping actually 22% of the global workforce coming from India over the next 3 decades. So just imagine how much the total volume of the workforce, 22% is very big amount. So that workforce will be from the your India only. So it is a half, it's half of the workforce in India. So this is true with the employees from the different classes, locations, genders, etc. Thus, the making the organizations recognize that the value of hiring the diverse workforce and taking the business decisions, targeting the your different groups. So that's why the most of the international companies, even in the world, are looking in the India, they have to very much keen to establish their productions. They have to start their production in India from there because the labor is available, even in the skilled labor is available, and manpower there is no problem. So that is one of the biggest advantage. Only we have to careful about how the skilled employees has to develop more and more so that we can attract the world, so that they can invite the world to come here and start the business, so that our employment opportunity will be more, and we can have a very good economic country, and growth will be there. So now we are developing as per the focus by 2050, by 2047, by 2047, we will be a developed country as declared by the government of our prime minister's declarations. And for the G20, they have already declared that we are hoping that by 2047, we will be a developed country because we have enough workforce and we have that potential we have. So based on this, it is our total asset in futures. It's the only thing we have to continuously develop the things, and quality-wise, capacity-wise. So, and this is the should be motto. Then technology is another aspect, perspectives. If you see the technology perspectives, the competitiveness of the organizations is the current scheme of things are determined by the ability, speed, and the effectiveness. How to judge this company are good competitive competitiveness? So you have to have a latest technology. You have to implement the latest technology. You have to adopt the technology, and the scheme should be such a way so that ability you can have the ability to do all these things. Speed will be there and effectiveness. And undoubtedly, there will be some qualities to maintain. So, which the investments are made to the technology, made in technology. So, businesses, large and small, that use the technology to adapt to changes, improve the efficiency, and streamline the operations. Because what are the traditional system of operations may not be effective in the present scenario, because we have to have a good technology and we have to adopt the things, improve our efficiency. Just for example, here the advances in the cloud computing is one of the advantages. Advanced technologies, mobile technology, as we've seen, there are a lot of features, and throughout the world, we are the second maximum user of the mobile. Because of our populations, most of the people have a mobile, they're utilizing the things. So it's very solid and robust communication systems also are required. They apprehended the things. E-commerce, another area, it is very tremendously, it is growing, it's a growth. As we see in the Amazon, Flipkart, they are all the e-businesses are flourish. coming last 2 3 years, we have seen this flourish. Another thing this is coming up for the futuristic point of view, that is robotics, where automations has coming. Most of the things are through the robot. We are planning to do all these things. Most of the things are where the uh, not criticality or maybe the no much decision making processes because of the routine works and all these things can be done by your robots, so that you can reduce the speed and accuracy will be there. You can reduce the manpower. That exactly that manpower can be utilized for other purposes also. Another area, this is the artificial intelligence, where that is also area growing. We are utilizing most of the slowly discovering artificial AI, and the machine learning has helped the business and the nation in digital technology. That also we are already experiencing, and we are taking a lot of advantages. As you know, the Paytm, different apps, phone pay, Google Pay, lot of through we are transacting things. Nowadays, even in the credit card, nobody are using, very few persons. Most of the cases, the transaction by the mobile Paytm, through this Paytm one. So that is one of the biggest changes I can say, and that it influences the business environment, because if we have a very quick money transferring progress, there is a no fund transfer, everything are so quickly and very smooth. No doubt, undoubtedly, there are some of the security aspect are still there. That part has to be sorted out from the for the interest of the nation, interest of the employees and interest of the nations, peoples. So definitely this part is still there, and a lot of research is also going on. New software is coming, how to protect the things. Even the operators and the software companies, mobile companies are also they are in the process of research is going on, how to do the best things to protect the things. That part is also going on. So every technology, any submit, sometimes some advantage and disadvantage will obviously there, but we have to take the advantage part and disadvantage part. Some of the rules, some of the precautions we have to take it definitely from the security point of view, where the instructions is given that to follow the things instructions, not to do blindly. So that is you have to awareness is required for handling the things. Any equipment, any technical technology, you have to have some knowledge, basic knowledge should be placed. Then you can avoid this type of, I think, the unwanted things you can avoid. So that's why the awareness is very much required. Now the challenges. What are the challenges? Basically, the leaderships. Leadership challenge, because traditional leaderships may not be effective here, because as a leader you have to see all these things. Or educated people, you are handling the educated people, educated workers. So you have to have a different way. You have to handle the things. So organizational experience across the world, it is evidence that the leaders drive their organizations to high performance. We have seen the CEO. If the CEO is knowledgeable and all the skills he have, then definitely he can drive the organizations to the high position in a certain levels. So that's why it is very key issues nowadays. Good leadership skills. HRD efforts to of the Indian companies touch upon four things. So there are four things are trying by the so that can be developed the areas. Which are the areas, the things of these things, managing and the developing the talent. So that is the things. If we managing the manpowers and to identify their potentiality and to develop their talents, then with the pandemic having the accelerated this trend and the creating a number of new obstacles. So that we have already seen, we have already experienced. what type of obstacles are there. The result is the existing management models no longer address the crisis presented by the government. And that time there is no solid rules or regulations. Everything are new that nobody knows that situation what to do. So the consequences of the uncertainty will impact the decision making functions of the managers. Because when the lot of your uncertainty is there, there is no alternatives, and you cannot make any. Uh, what are the regular way of decision making process that functions also to be suppressed? I mean, you cannot do anything. So finally, what happened? So because of that, you this you have to rush something or delay decisions. You have to take whatever that in your mind. You got to take some action plan and do it. Some risk making jobs you have to do it. Risk analysis part, and otherwise you have to delay the decisions. Wait for the good situations or that type of environments. So that is will affect the planning for the future, and this is the way it will affect the future planning also. Because what are the short terms or long terms, you cannot plan accordingly. Because if the uncertainty are prolonged, then it will be easy. And that time you have to no way out. You cannot go. No, don't know what decisions have to be taken. So it is a impact of the pandemic. And in such a scenario, the HRD functions for the recruiting, training, retention, suffer, calling for the equipping the managers to deal with such crisis situations or predict the futures. Because everything are shut down, I mean, you cannot do anything. So only that time, it is a challenges for the HRD also how to engage the people, how to create their motivations constantly, retain the employees, and deal with them in the crisis area situations. So even though you have to predict the, some of the future planning also, so it is a very very tough job. Yeah, uh, most of the companies has done something, and some of the companies are not able to do all these things. So this is a the challenge for these things. So any situations, any environment are giving an example so that you have to focus on this so that in the futuristic way it should not be happen next time. Or even though the situation will come, what to do it. So you have to ready for this basically. Shaping the company culture and the company, and shaping the company culture. So for that, what happened? Shaping the company culture, the company culture is a key driver because if the culture is not good, if employees and relationships are not good, I mean people are not engaging the properly in the proper way. So definitely the productivity will be goes down. So that's why the culture is important. It's a key drivers for engagement of the peoples and the youth and increase the youth productivity. So it is important that the managers address the challenges to create and maintain a workplace culture that enables the achievement of organizational goals. E-learning is one of the solutions that have the proven to charge the team and the individual performance so as to make a genuine business impact. So, as we know that a lot of platforms has been there because of the Google Meet and your Zoom platforms. There are so many other uh, platforms has come for the education purposes, and lot of institutions are already started their online education systems, and it is very popular and very effective also. So that we can have a any different locations, if you, the remote locations also you can do it, and maximum knowledge can be shared by the teams. So so that the individual performance can be improved. Suppose in a plant or suppose in a particular company organizations, throughout the country, they have spread it. Their business has spread it different locations. So may not be a problem because only within a time frame you can make some schedules, and particular at that time the employees can sit in any room and where you have to provide it some of the screen, I think some of the TVs or something, monitors, and some of the internet connection, high speed connections, internet, and you can dial up these things, the lecture session or whatever the things. So from the corporate, they can also already see, and at a time, and during, through these sessions, and everybody can observe and see these and participate the things. So that is a very thing. So e-learning nowadays is a great solution from that. So at a time, the mass employees can give a training, and not only that, the cost effective. So it is a very cost effective also. You need not to take a hire the any hotels or some of the things. Call all the employees in particular their food, their logistics systems, and then accommodations and food. So that part can be drastically reduced. And another thing is the fixed skills. So what can attain their classes during the working hours also, or maybe in the weekend, if they're from the home itself, they can also join, provided they should have a infrastructure also, mobile, high-speed mobile should be there, connected, so that they can also learn this. So basically, idea is to increase the performance. Now, the trends brought about by the pandemic has made the organization struggles to find talent with the right skills. So that is also one of the things. But to see virtual recruitment, the virtual onboarding, and the induction facilitated by the technology has made it possible for the organizations to tide over the situations. So as I said, all these things are part of your talent management. The induction through these induction programs, you have to facilitate the technology. This is the things are happening. You can skill them. You can build up their awareness of things so that they can have a better way they can perform their work and productivity can be increased. So this changed scenario has impacted the role of HRD. Undoubtedly, the HRD are now in the new HRD, you can say the new norms. All of the new norms. In traditional HRD are no hierarchy there. Now everywhere all the HRD are innovated, they are from all angles. There may be modules, training module has changed, chapters has included in a new way, and the infrastructure is also totally changed. So that's why, because that scenario, basically you have to, again, I'm saying that competitiveness, basically. So driving the license driving the learning and the development agenda within the teams. The managers can also support the diversity and the inclusions initiatives of the organization. Inclusiveness is also very important so that everybody have a at par with the training programs. Everybody should participate in the development process. There is a in total, I can say it is a movement. Basically, it is some sort of movement for the development purposes. So based on these, the talent acquisitions team can have strategies designed to attract the diverse pool of talent for the increased innovations and the organizational success. So if we have such a talent acquisition system, so the team should be there so that they can have a right directions, right path to organize the success of the organizations. Then technology and digitalizations, as you've seen the way it is digitized, so international environment and the work environment has made the digitalizations no longer an option, but a necessary mode of survival. So there is an increased pressure for the managers to keep the pace with the technology that continues to evolve, but still the right solutions are found. Investing time and resources till solution is found is a challenge that managers and the organizations have to consider it. Technology, the trend of the technology of the digitization has enabled the things. So it is okay. So the digital infrastructures are the viewed as important trend in the current context. That also we have seen also. The impact of the digitizations on the HRD has been immense, and the success of HRD interventions are determined by the stage of digitizations that the organizations had, as the how the organizations shows up the digital infrastructures. HRD functions, as you seen, the HRD aims to develop the capabilities of the individuals working in the organizations. It also aimed um, to develop the interpersonal relationships, to the team spirit, the analysis of the job and the job design. Therefore, it is essential to enhance the work efficiency and effectiveness. Job analysis and the job design, as you know, the job design focuses on the motivational aspect of the job. It helps the organizations, the job-related tasks, and directly the impacts the mental and physical health on the employees. Then training is an important activity in the HRD, which reinforces the HRD and the organizations. HRD is a concept that it consists of the organized learning activities in a given time frame, and this require the content and the achieved of the desired behavior changes in the employees. Trends in the what are the trends? The trends in the training and development activity that have changed dramatically with the changes in the world of the business. So dramatically it has changed the training and development basically. For specialized training across the country to address the different objectives of the organization, such as leadership training, management and banking research training, risk management training, then forex and the credit financial side, then consumer markets and the retail products. This is the specialization of these things. Another area is rural markets and the financial inclusions, as we have seen. And now undoubtedly, another course is very important is the IT innovations and the technology products. That is one of the area. Orientation, orientation, and the leadership development programs of a new entrance. Then your training and development, the post-pandemic, the function underwent many more changes. That's the evidence that there's a lot of evidences. That evidence basically suggests that the L&D, the learning and development, would be at the forefront of this. So with many organizations planning to invest the learning technologies on the virtual platforms, because a lot of virtual platforms are there where it is doing for these things. With the remote working accepted as a new normal, e-learning has become the norm of the day. Great reliance on the technology that implies the more learning and work efficiently. Upskilling and the reskilling of the workforce is another trend to bridge the skill gaps in the workforce, because that is the area very important nowadays, because what are the bridge? You have to bridge the industrial demands, and even in the education front also. For those who are the young generations or the students, basically, they have to know what is the business, what is the company are demanding, what type of knowledge is required before the passing out or before when they are in the market. So below that, that type of knowledge they should have so that they can focus on the study on that angles. They can more strengthen their study in that area because when the demand, the business demands. So that bridge are to be through this learning and development process, we can reduce these areas. Global changes and the challenges have also forced the employees to switch occupations and acquire new skills. Because when you will start the new skills, why it is needed? Because the challenges are coming. You have to have a uh, survive the situation. So new skills are always required for the global. This is global challenges basically. Because of the increased use of the automation like artificial intelligence, robotics, machines learning in the organizational activities. So in the on the that type of activities when are implementing, so it is a global challenge because you have to scale enough to handle this all these equipments. Those are new technology is coming. So for handling the things in future, maybe the manpower are required only to handling these systems. Maybe the other things are may not be required. So that's why one of the critical areas L&D tends to emerge in the recent past. That's why upskilling and these things. We have to things. Accenture has tied up with the XLRI Jamshedpur for providing the diploma in human resource management. As we know, the different way they are doing these things, diploma in HR and resource they are giving. ICICI Bank has also set up a number of academics for the different functional areas and has the certification process for the different roles. Tata Management and the training center of Tata's, then Buddhi Vikas and Mahindra Group, then your Canada and the AB Birla Group, etc. All are coming up, lot of companies to tie up the things. There's a few examples of the superior training facilities provided to employees for the skill enhancement. Idea is to how to skill enhancements definitely have to have a focus on these things. Now, career development, another area that is up to that for the part of your HRD functions, it is a career development. The effective human resource development. It is basically encompasses the career planning, the career development, and the succession planning. So all are the part of your career development. Since the ability of the international manpower to the and the present and the future vacancies is important to all the organizations. HRD, the efforts attempt to focus on the career planning and the career development also. Suppose if we don't have a career, good career planning, so you can attract the good candidates, talented candidates will be attract if your company is very good career planning. So definitely they have to apply, they have to keen to join these particular organizations. Because once they know that is a good career planning, and after 3 years, which positions, and after 5 years, why they will be reaching. Then maybe he can look on the after the 10 years or 15 years where will be managing director or something, good post. So definitely he will be attracted and he will apply, he has a keen to all this. And the retention policies also will be very much effective because the career planning as one way it is multiple advantage will be there. So further, the retention of the key performers is a strategic issue of the organizations. The well-planned and the transparent career planning and the development, it initiative takes care of the retaining of the employees also. So further, there is suitable management development and the organizational development. It is initiative to reinforce the HRD. Then performance management area, it is also a most critical part of the HRD functions. It reinforces the HRD in the organizations. In the era of the technological change and the competitiveness, the organizations are constantly required to renew and update the skill of the employees to inculcate the performance cultures. Performance appraisal, it helps the organizations to take the stock of their skill inventories. How much employee are skilled or how much people are unskilled. Everything are through this personal appraisal report, you can have a idea. And that's why some performance standards you have to follow. Uh, some benchmarks should be there. Where it is written, there's some guidelines also should be there. Training, it helps to address the skill gaps. Training basically, it is action plan because what are the skill gaps are there. When it is identified, the training department will take care of all these things so that gap can be reduced. And basically, raise the standard of the performance, which are already set by the company. This is the standard of the performance. So at par with this, everybody should be at par with this performance as per that standards. Human resource information systems, another HRIS is another area. It refers to the technology used by the organizations to store, record, link, analysis, and retrieve the data about the as and when it is required. Just like you want to be server, where all the database are there. You have to prepare for these things by the virtue of survey, and you put it in some of the in the servers. And as and when it is required, you can take it for different purposes. Maybe the software purposes, for developing purposes, for career planning part, or maybe the data analysis part, job analysis part. So everything are so basically the sources, the informations are to be collected and should be stored and should be some link should be there so that you can as retrieve the data as per our requirement. Application of human resource information systems is are possible in all HR functions to reinforce the sharing of informations in the people-related activities. It enables because this HRIS, human resource information systems in HRD, basically, it enables the employees to learn, acquire new capacity, new capabilities, refresh their existing abilities, thus leading to the competitive advantage of the organizations. So operational experience it reveals the few challenges in the integration of HRIS and in HRD. So this is basically organizations spell out their visions, missions, and the objectives. This among with their strategies to another to achieve the same. Two is the alignment of the HRIS with the HRD. That alignment is required. The integration of human resource information systems with the HR process. That is also another area. These are we can say challenges basically. Another challenge is to supportive environment of the organizations. The recent trends for the sound sectors of India are presented. That is below that IT industries, pharmaceuticals, biotechnological sectors, tourism, hospital sectors. So all are for these things. It has increased. It has created 39 million jobs, which is 8.9% of the total employment. And the sector is also really expected the growth of an annual rate of 6.9%, and the this area by the tourism, travel and tourism areas. Since the tourists include the foreigners and various reasons like medical, spiritual, leisure, etc., the domestic tourists, but the role that's why the role of HRD is very important. So people are coming from different countries to for the treatment in India itself. So this is the way a lot of areas are there. But the major different sectors area are important, especially in the software areas, because our pharmaceuticals, biotechnical area, chemicals, uh, so and tourism and hospitality is also a lot of all are contributing to the most of in our GDP. The implications of the HRD to soften the capabilities of the employees and prepare them to acquire the desired competitiveness. So that's why the HRD in the organizations are required to develop the people so that they can take these opportunities from the different sectors. That's why the appraisal systems should be good, the training, organizational development efforts, feedback, counseling, potential development, job analysis, enrichment, rewards management, all the area now we have to relook, to redesign the things, the significance area of the things. So there are so many experiences that in the HRD. The HRD today face the challenges. The experience in the world and the India highlighted the role of HRD and the relation of the human resource management and the development. So HR planning, then your job description, recruitment, training, development, performance, all these things are the personal appraisals, everything are these things. Ethics are also important because the HRD functions to play the multiple cultures, multinational diversity-oriented organizations where the ethics are to be strengthened because the diversity management also is a part of our things. The people are coming from different background and different cultures, so diversity management is very important. To cohesiveness are very much required so that they can work as an equity. Does not feel any differences. So inclusiveness are very important. HR analysts are this reflect the real-time research work are required because they have to analyze the real-time what are the situations going on, and accordingly the long-term benefits it is acquired in the organizations. So volume, velocity, and the variety are the mapped should be they have to mapped out, and the correlations they have to correlate what is going on, the actionables, intelligence, you have to see. So HR analysis it provides the opportunity for the HR for a credible image in the company. They can foresee where after the 2 years or 3 years the company will be where their stance is. So this is the things that's why HR analysis are very much important. So different type of questions are coming. You can follow this type of questions are coming. Mechanism, issues, challenges, and the meaning of the process. They discuss of the emerging issues of the HRD, and then concept of the process and development. There are so many. Some of the example I'm showing you. That is the questions are now coming in that area, in the HRD areas. So I highlighted the HRD functions and the help of the sectoral examples and things like this. So okay, this is the way I can complete the sessions, and I hope all the sessions are effective for you. So okay, thank you very much. Thank you.